Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2023 and another part of the Williams Road to Glory career mode. Today we are back with the United States Grand Prix at Texas. Struggling to get me words out there. Thank you very much for the support on the series so far. We are running very close to the cost cap. We reckon about 60 grand away from breaking it. Basically, by the end of the season. And lots of you have been in the comments very, very helpful saying, do not go over the cost cap. You can see the outgoing there, 4,901,315. We have got 4,900,000 remaining. We are not going to be buying any more parts. We're not going to be developing the car anymore. We're going to squirrel that money away. We've got 28 million in the bank. If we can squirrel that away for next season, it'll give us a little kick going into the start of next year, and we're going to have to be really, really careful in season 3 when we're thinking about emergency purchases and that sort of thing. So thank you very much for all of your comments about that. I really do appreciate it, helping me out. You know, we broke the cost cap last season with McLaren. It was right at the end of the season, and it didn't seem to have much of an effect last year. But you guys are really on the ball this season. You seem to say that it is going to have a bit more of an effect this year. So we have to be a little bit careful about that, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing going forward. So yeah, fingers crossed it can all be resolved and we can survive the rest of this year. We have got, 5 races left. It's not easy. We're going to have to look after all of our car parts, and particularly Alex Albon's gearbox. You know, he's on to his last gearbox in the pool. There's nothing we can do about that. If he gets shunted into turn 1, then that is what it is. You know, we can't really we can't save him from that point, but we'll try. We'll try and get there. And yeah, I just want to say, really, I am absolutely loving this game. I loved F1 Manager 2022 as well. It's one of my favorite games probably of all time in terms of enjoyment and getting into it, and I hope that comes across in the videos. I really appreciate all of the kind comments saying I don't know how this doesn't get more views and that sort of thing, but we all work together. Leave a like, all of that good stuff, share it with everybody you know, and hopefully we can find more people like yourself that enjoy the videos and want to get involved down in that comment section. We're having some great conversations, so if you don't always comment, leave a comment today. Let me know how your save is going, and let me know what your thoughts are on the series so far. But without further ado, without more rambling from me, let's get ourselves immersed into the action today. And well, first up, we have to have a look at what's coming. So in the next week, we have got the scout report complete on Josh Peckett, and the underfloor research is going to be complete. Now, this is our only research for next year because of financial difficulties. So, you know, hopefully that will help us out. You can see we've had a particular focus on the low speed, medium speed and high speed area of the car, because generally in a straight line we're pretty good. So I'm happy with that. The board are very confident in us. Both drivers are developing fine, which is good to see. So maybe we'll have a look at setting a new development path for both of them as we go on through the rest of this season. Let's have a look at where he's pretty low. Let's go wheel to wheel for Alex Albon. Yuki Tsunoda is currently on driving standards, looking very good in driving standards. I think perhaps pace on short runs could be a little bit better. Okay, development rate is average for Tsunoda, interestingly, as well as for Alexander Albon. Okay, cool. Right, that's fine. Let's keep going then. September in Formula 1, Ferrari have upgraded their HQ, spotlight on Red Bull, and there are the standings so far. Let's look at the pit crew's training schedule. Let's go for pit stop time. And we want tyres. And somebody suggested, why don't you give them 3.5 days of rest before the Grand Prix? And see how that goes for a little bit. So we will do it. I will implement your ideas. Most definitely. We seem to have maxed out the pit stop time. I think, are we getting somebody else next season as our sporting director? Yes, Alan Pabane is coming in next year. That should hopefully lead to us improving as a pit crew. We could do with more scouting being done. Are there any more drivers we're interested in for next season? I think Ocon is a definite in terms of who we want for next year. Well, Lewis Hamilton, I mean, he's not interested, but he is somebody that is going to be available at the end of the season. Fernando Alonso is open in negotiation, but he's 43 now. I don't really want to mess with that. Zhou Guan Yu, still young, but yeah, unfortunate that he's just locked down in his contract for so long. Piastri, not interested. Neither is Hulkenberg. Nick De Vries is 80 rated now, but you're starting to get towards the drivers that you don't necessarily want to go for. I mean, Felipe Drugovich could be somebody. You know, he's 78 rated. Theo Porcher, I mean, he's 78 rated. 21 years old. Could definitely be somebody to come in as our second driver next season. But we'll have to see. And I still kind of want to go for Mick Schumacher. Not gonna lie, but in terms of improvements, the only one that I can really think of is Esteban Ocon to come in for Alex Albon next season. So Esteban Ocon for Albon. And you know, you look at that, his morale's high. He's looking very, very good. And to be fair, he's had a couple of good seasons for Alpine. I think could be somebody that takes us to the next level. So we'll keep an eye on that. Do let me know in the comments if you think that is a good idea. But yeah, we should really be scouting somebody else, shouldn't we? We're scouting there. Let's go and look for another race engineer. So these guys are open to negotiation. Okay, let's keep going. Pit crew exhausted. They'll be alright. Right, his scouting is complete. He's still got 27 months on his contract. I don't think that's going to be happening. Okay, right. Qualifying position. Both drivers to finish in the top 14 and both drivers to get through to Q2. We'll go for that. In terms of race position, both drivers to finish in the top 14. That's fine. That'll get us a little bit of extra money. That's all good. So let's get ourselves into this United States Grand Prix.
Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys on the track this weekend, just some serious horsepower. It's sure to be a race to remember. The track in Austin is a contradiction. It's high speed, but drivers need a decent amount of downforce to make good on overtaking. Having the grip to outbrake opponents here is key. Ferrari are giving this newcomer their first shot at a Formula One race, and it's exciting to see how they'll fare. It's time then for another thrilling weekend of F1 drama.
Okay, so Ferrari have got Drugovich in for free practice one, which is interesting. Clear skies the whole weekend. I'll see you guys for qualifying. Okay, there you go then. 94% and 96% for our setup satisfaction. Quite happy with that. On a sprint weekend, we'll certainly take it. So let's get ourselves into Q1 and see how we get on here.
And the race weekend continues. Here we are now at qualifying.
Just like a normal race qualifying session, drivers will battle it out for their starting grid position. But this time, it'll be for the upcoming sprint.
There's been a bit of talk about Alex Albon, Karun. How are things looking for him today?
Now this is a driver with confidence, and that's clear from their performance today. But will that confidence pay off? We'll have to wait and see.
You're going to want to join us for this, folks, so fasten your seatbelts.
Okay then, here we go for Q1. Obviously going to have to change the engines up. I mean, what is worrying me quite a bit is the ERSs. They are pretty shoddy. For Albon, 67%, you know, he used 3% in practice. That's not fantastic. Tsunoda, funnily enough, is in a perfect position, really, with his pool. You know, I think he should be absolutely fine for the rest of the season. But Albon's the one that we need to worry about. Maybe that's something to consider going into next season, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Albon has been probably the better performer on most occasions this season. So let's get ourselves into Q1 and see how they get on. So Albon's going to head out first, and Tsunoda's going to head out second, and we'll see how their first laps go. You know, you would expect Tsunoda to be quicker because he's got less wrong with his car. But Albon goes quickest with a 133.4. What about Tsunoda? He's over the line, and it's a 33.0. So a much quicker time for Alexander Albon, for Tsunoda over Alexander Albon, and yeah, very good time actually, quicker than the Alpine for Tsunoda. A couple of tenths slower than the Ferrari, but that should be enough to get himself through. Albon will go for a new set. I think Tsunoda will be fine. I mean, Albon's probably going to be all right as well. Do we just save tyres? There's not many people below Albon that I think can displace him, so I'm actually just going to let this session play out. And yeah, Sainz goes 10th, Piastri a little bit quicker. But there they all are coming through now. And you can see most of the people below Albon have already completed their lap. Hamilton up to P9. Bottas over the line in 13th. Norris is going to surely... No, Norris is out. Norris is out of qualifying. That's a huge shock in Q1 then. Lando Norris is out of qualifying. Tsunoda got through in 7th. Alex Albon in 12th. But Norris is out of Q1. Not good enough from him. Right, into Q2 then. And yeah, brand new set of tyres for both drivers. Let's get them out nice and early again. Seemed to work last time.
That's great.
So let's do it again. This time we'll obviously have to do 2 runs, you would think. And yeah, well, 33.4 from Albon again, so that's virtually the same time. Tsunoda, meanwhile, does a 33.4 as well. Was held up a little bit by Esteban Ocon there, so yeah, it's going to have to be another run. And with Tsunoda, I might say to him, look, go and have another run on this scrub set. See if you can improve your time. Yep, 2 greens and a 3rd green. Oof, up to 3rd place on the scrubs. I think he'll be okay, you know. It makes me think. Let's go out there on scrub tyres with Albon. If there was that much of a time gain to be had, let's give it a bit here. For Albon. Might regret it. So here we go then. Alex Albon, we'll watch him on his lap. He is currently P10. You would imagine Russell and Hamilton will get into the top 10 ahead of him. But it's a green first sector for Albon. That's what he needs. He needs to improve enough to go above Gasly, you would think. And we've got the 2 Mercedes cars. I mean, one of them is right behind the other. And, well, that's Russell. I think Russell's already out. Russell cannot do enough now to get through. Hamilton is still out there. Is he improving? Hamilton improved in the first sector. He's improved in the middle sector. Albon now needs to improve in this middle sector to be able to gain on Lewis. I don't think it's going to happen, though. As Stroll has put in 2 purple sectors, Lewis Hamilton is going to be coming around the final couple of corners here. Can Albon get past Russell? That's the other question here. And Lewis Hamilton over the line, and he goes P9. Can Albon improve enough? He comes over the line, and it's a 33.3, and it's not enough to get through. He's out in qualifying 2, P11 for Alex Albon for the sprint. It's a good effort from him, really. All things considered, maybe a new set would have given him enough, but he's got plenty of tyres for the rest of the weekend. That was his fastest lap of the weekend so far. But Yuki Tsunoda looking good. P5 for him at the moment. Beautiful to see. Right, let's get ourselves into Q3 then with Yuki Tsunoda, and we are going to start off with a scrub set of tyres. We'll see what sort of time he can put in.
That's great.
And then we'll switch to the new tyres. Let's see what he fancies after that. It looks pretty good so far. Let's see what he ends up doing. A 33.0, which again is exactly what he has been performing so far. Alonso and Verstappen slower. Stroll goes quickest with a 32.4. And, well, it's at the moment Tsunoda 3rd place. Make that 4th now that Sainz has gone through. We'll watch with intrigue on this final run whether Tsunoda can pull this off. So he heads out there. It's currently P4, which should be an amazing achievement at this stage of the season. You know, we haven't developed the car anywhere near as much. I think what we probably need to do is put all of the up-to-date parts on Tsunoda's car where he's got an engine to go and utilise it, because we're seeing that Albon's engine is having about a 3/10 deficit on his times. So let's have a look. It was a green first sector for Tsunoda. Come through this middle sector, should be nice and straightforward from him. Might get a little bit of a distant tow from that Alpine as Ocon goes above us into P5. Perez, you would imagine, will as well. Hamilton up into P6. Tsunoda manages 2 green sectors so far. This is going to be good. Alonso over the line, only 9th. Stroll over the line, only 3rd for him. I think Perez has already done his time, so we're out qualifying Perez. Can we get up into P6 ahead of Lewis Hamilton? I think that's going to be our limit here, as Yuki Tsunoda now flying round the final corner. Can he get himself up the order? Yes, he can. It's a 32.7, which is a brilliant time and also close to getting P5 on the grid, but P6 for Yuki Tsunoda, and Perez did actually finish his lap. He finishes P5, so it's P7 on the grid tomorrow for Yuki Tsunoda. Alexander Albon is P11. Very, very good from the team, and hopefully that will give us something to work with for the sprint. What I always do here is simulate the session. It's such a pointless session. We should have really put the old stuff in, but Alex Albon, P3 for him in FP2, which is very interesting, but still looking okay going into the sprint. Decently confident. Let's get ourselves going.
We're back, and the action is set to get even better today as the drivers go racing in the sprint. Well, we're going racing a little earlier this weekend, with the sprint now set to define the starting order for the Grand Prix itself.
Of course, when it comes to a sprint, it's not just about setting the grid for the Grand Prix. The drivers will be fighting hard to gain valuable championship points.
But the question is, who will be the lone star in the sprint around Texas?
Okay then, let's get ourselves into the sprint race. Medium tyres do look the better option. So I think that's what we're going to be going for. Obviously start off very aggressive, but yeah, tyre wear did definitely seem to be a problem last time out in Qatar. But it's the same for everybody, I suppose. So let's get ourselves into the sprint race and see what we can pull off here.
All set here in Texas for the 19 laps of today's sprint.
Always a popular event with the audiences in Austin. We're hoping to see drivers dueling it out around the circuit of the Americas.
But just who comes out on top when the checkered flag flies? Things are hotting up here in Texas for the sprint. And it's
Lights out, away we go, and Max Verstappen off to a good start ahead of Lance Stroll now, who's outdone Charles Leclerc at the first corner here. Yeah, we're just listening to hear all of the cars get through safely. That's exactly what we needed to happen. We can't have any of our cars going out in the sprint race, that's for sure. So it's going to be about damage limitation for the rest of the season. Alpine have probably got the better car now, so I don't think we're going to be able to outperform them. But Verstappen leads, then Stroll. Charles Leclerc is in third, then Perez is in fourth, followed by Carlos Sainz in fifth, and then Yuki Tsunoda P6 at the moment, using a little bit of ERS to close in. We're going to switch to the battle assist now.
Overtake if you need. Okay.
And let's see then. Ocon in P7, Gasly 8th, Hamilton 9th, and Albon currently P10. So both drivers have made up a position on this opening lap. So that's good to see. And hopefully they'll be able to continue that on. So Tsunoda now trying to stay close to Carlos Sainz. I think very important to swap down to aggressive for this lap, then back to standard next lap. This is looking fine. DRS active, and he might be able to go down the inside here. Yuki Tsunoda's through on Carlos Sainz. What a move that is. But just couldn't hold it. Sainz had the grip. Okay, down to standard now for both drivers, and hoping to stay in position for the rest of this race, because tyre wear is going to be a bit of an issue. Albon right behind Lewis Hamilton though. That's going to be a a fun battle today. The two Alpine cars generally a little bit more aggressive on their tyres early in the race. Sort of slingshotting their way towards us. Right, let's zoom it forward a little bit. I'm expecting Tsunoda to drop like a stone, really. And that we're not being aggressive. That's Charles Leclerc running wide there. Yep, the two Alpines managing to steal a march on us. They've got better tyres than everybody currently, though. And their tyres are surely going to drop off towards the end of the race. So I think we need to just keep doing what we're doing. Keep looking after the tyres. We'll see where we are in 5 laps time or so to give it a little bit more aggression towards the end of the race. When other people's tyres are going off, but Tsunoda down to 10th now. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right call. I'm looking at the tyres of everybody else. They are going to drop. And there might be punctures on the last lap again. That's whether Tsunoda will have enough time to actually get back into it. Okay, we're going to give it till probably lap 16 and then start to try and close in with Tsunoda and Albon here. Albon down to 13th, it's not good. Race pace not looking great. Right, here we go then. Let's give it a bit.
I think you can reduce lift and coast.
Yeah.
So you can increase the pace.
Copy.
Happy to increase pace.
Yep, copy.
Let's see what he can do here. Not quite yet. And you can see Albon shaving off the 10ths from Bottas ahead. Yep, trying round the outside. Great move on Russell there from Tsunoda. Perfectly done. Right. So look at tyres. Yeah, they're gonna really drop off shortly, aren't they? Now with DRS and ERS, are we able to get past Hamilton here? Oh, it was an opportunity, didn't go for it though. Now Alonso's going to manage to push on and get the final point here. As we head on to the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix, tries it round the outside of Hamilton. Now gets past Hamilton. Now can he get past Fernando Alonso? Not just yet, but I think will do through the S's, and Tsunoda's through. Perfect. Good timing. Good timing from Tsunoda. And now definitely time to attack. And I think P8 is about the maximum we could pull off from today. I think definitely something to be said about having fresher tyres at the end. And the other guys are going to get away with it, but you can see Sonoda definitely pulling out. Some decent time on the guys behind, and here it comes onto the final lap of the race.
You will be opening your last lap.
Alex Albon just 3 seconds behind that little group. Don't think he'll manage to do anything with that, but that's fine. So
Leaf core increased.
might as well just get it down to standard now.
Yeah, copy.
I think we've maximised what we could
Just
get
focus
out
on
of
the
today.
tyres.
Top 10.
Sonoda's managed to get a point out of it.
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
And Alex Albon, I mean, so close, Albon, to that
It's
group.
currently low.
Okay.
It's quite unbelievable, really. But yes, Max Verstappen wins the
Max
sprint race.
Verstappen
Stroll
over the
second,
finish
Perez
line,
third,
and today's
Charles
winner.
Leclerc in fourth, then Gasly, Ocon, Sainz, and Tsunoda finishes P8 in the end. Very good. Albon finishes P12.
8.
Yeah, nice.
Good stuff.
Also, some thanks for the factory. Deep.
And for that man, Yuki Tsunoda, it's a finish in the points in today's sprint.
There will definitely be some lessons to learn for them, but this was solid work.
Right then, let's see what we fancy doing in the race in terms of strategy.
Time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
The Circuit of the Americas is definitely a track that rewards bravery on the brakes, just like when Lewis Hamilton passed Sebastian Vettel unbelievably late here to take the win in 2012. A sunny day here with only a few clouds in the sky. If things stay this way, the weather shouldn't pose any challenges to the teams.
And it goes without saying that a lot can happen over the course of 56 laps. So prepare yourselves for all the action at the United States Grand Prix.
So what we found out is that a tyre wear runs along with what we expect here, which is what wasn't happening at Qatar, which was the main problem behind it all, I think. Could possibly go for a medium. To be honest with you, I'm thinking start on the hard, get that stint out of the way, and be a bit more aggressive towards the end of the race when the fuel loads are a little bit lighter. Maybe some other stuff has happened. So that's what we're going to do with Albon. Try and run a little bit longer into the race with him. It's going to be aggressive at the start. Tsunoda, meanwhile, he's going to do the opposite of Albon. He's going to get his aggression out nice and early, and then be nice and calm towards the end. Yuki Tsunoda, calm. Yes. That looks good. Okay. Let's get ourselves into this Grand Prix then. He's going to have to be aggressive at the start, as we know. Clear skies, so nothing else to worry about.
Not far off now here in Austin as the drivers ready themselves for this 56-lap race. Yuki Tsunoda will be hoping things go his way today.
They've done really well to secure a P7 start. Some solid points could be on the cards today.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One.
I think what we have to consider is if Albon is running outside of the points later on, retire the car. Don't waste the mileage.
And
But yes, here we go. Lights out, away we go. And it's Stroll off the mark brilliantly here. Verstappen starting at the back. Perez holding off Charles Leclerc into turn 1. As we can see, Alex Albon has made it up into P10. He's battling with Valtteri Bottas. Leclerc is managing to get past Perez here on those soft tyres. That's exactly what you'd expect to see. Ocon is P4, and then Gasly P5, with Sainz in P6 now, and Tsunoda following in P7. Then Alonso, then Russell, then Bottas, and then Alex Albon is P11 right now. Okay, let's zoom it through the first couple of laps. You can see the two Alpines battling up ahead. It would be nice if those two came together and gave us a little opportunity for some good points today, but as I say, I think Alpine are just in a different place with their car and obviously their engine pool as well this season. Okay, so again, we're going to drop that down to aggressive on both drivers. But look at the oh, wow, that was Tsunoda running wide there.
Almost end up to the wall.
He's okay.
Head down.
Didn't actually cost him too much. But yeah, very different strategies from different drivers today. Yeah, I think just take our medicine. We're not going to be able to stay with that top 6, so for Tsunoda, it's about looking after these tyres, making them last as long as possible. Maybe for Albon, it's about avoiding high-risk curbs as well today. And just taking them as long as he can. So let's zoom it through. We'll see what happens. Russell has overtaken Tsunoda quite quickly there. Yeah, we sort of know that Albon is going to suffer a little bit by looking after those tyres, but should reap the benefits later on. Yeah, Bottas now going to get Tsunoda, I think. Which shouldn't really happen. Tsunoda should be quicker than Bottas, but it's just not quite happening today. Yeah, it's not working for Albon. They avoid high-risk curbs, is it? It might be helping his tyres, but it's not helping his pace. As Bottas has now overtaken Yuki Tsunoda.
Good job.
Nice. Okay, so again, Tsunoda's tyres lasting better than those around him. He is meant to be being aggressive in this first stint, I suppose, so that is what we could look at doing from now on with Yuki. I'm on P16 now. It's not looking good for points for him. Yeah, maybe what we need to do is just deploy Tsunoda's ERS. Yeah, get him out of the 1 second window to Bottas and just push on a little bit here. Start closing in on Alonso again. Yeah, you can see he's got so much more pace. Let's see what sort of lap time he puts in here. Yep, very good. We should be seeing lots of the front guys, their tyres falling off, particularly the soft tyre runners. Let's tell Albon he can use his ERS here. Yep, goes down the inside of Piastri. Good move. Because if he can get up towards, well, in front of Ricciardo, he's not going to pass Verstappen, obviously. Yeah, pit window is open for Tsunoda now. Yeah, always have to check it. Every time we have a yellow flag, have to check that it's not involving our cars. Right. DRS open for Albon, but not getting anywhere near Ricciardo there. Right, we're going to go absolutely aggressive now with Tsunoda. Try and take everything we can out of those tyres. Yeah, that should be the moment for Albon. And he is through. And let's get him up to the back of Verstappen and follow that DRS train. That goes all the way up to P10. We'll see Tsunoda in that group now. Well, Albon has been re-overtaken by Daniel Ricciardo there. Okay, here we go then with Tsunoda. He's coming into the pits this lap. He did manage to get ahead of Alonso, which is good. And here he comes then into the pit lane. Let's see what he can pull off. Should get an almighty undercut on those guys. But we'll need to be aggressive. Getting through this pack. If he's to make this work. So there he goes, flying past the AlphaTauri. Yep, down the inside of the last corner. Perfect for Tsunoda. And undercuts Russell quite nicely there. Yeah, through on Zhou Guanyu as well. Piastri next. This is good stuff from Yuki, and he's at the peak of his confidence, which is what he needs. And he goes down the inside, absolutely perfect again. Right, Albon. Will need to let his teammate pass at some point. Tsunoda making that last corner his own overtaking spot, and now should be able to get past Albon quite easily. Does manage it very easily, and now pushing on, setting some great lap times. 2 seconds a lap quicker, 3 seconds a lap quicker than Lewis Hamilton, and these were the guys he was fighting before. So, you know, very quickly he's catching up to the guys he was fighting before. Yep, tyres are looking fine. Alonso and Bottas in the pits. So Tsunoda up to P7 now. Massive undercut on Alonso. That's actually crazy. The undercut he's managed there. Probably worth just dropping down to standard here. Just try and get those tyre temps back under control. Yeah, this is good. It's an exciting Grand Prix so far. Tsunoda's P7. Really pulling out the time. Albon now closing in on George Russell. Or maybe he's been passed by George Russell, but he's P9 as it stands. How long's Albon got? You need to get that back under control. That's fine. Okay, so Tsunoda now within DRS of Lewis Hamilton. I think probably time to just go back to medium overtake aggression. Try and use the ERS a bit to pull away from Hamilton quite quickly. So Max Verstappen now in the pits, obviously started right at the back. Be intriguing to know where he comes out. Not far off for Albon now. But Tsunoda up to P4. And this is on merit. He's not a million miles away from Leclerc and Stroll in terms of people that haven't come into the pits yet. So how's he doing in terms of lap time? Pretty good. There goes Sonoda. It's a 38.8. He's up to P3 now. There's Lance Stroll. So, yep, Sonoda possibly in line for a podium today with that massive undercut, but obviously later in the race he's going to struggle because he's going to be on the hards and other people are going to be on the mediums, but we'll see. I mean, let's just explore the strategy a little bit here. Yeah, so mediums. Yeah, the problem is it doesn't allow you to change your current aggression, which is really annoying. I want to see how long we'd have to take our mediums to be able to turn to a soft tyre strategy. I mean, realistically, that's not going to happen, is it? That's sort of how long we'd have to look at it. Okay, fair enough. I think just stick with what we've currently got. Let's give Albon a little bit of deployment. I think it's worth being aggressive again with Sonoda.
The window is open.
Right, when is Albon coming in? A few laps time. Let's switch to aggressive for Albon now.
Yeah, we're back on low on pack again.
Sonoda actually starting to close in a little bit on Charles Leclerc. So Albon coming in this lap.
And we'd like to box at the end of this lap.
Box, box.
Okay, back off.
So Albon coming into the pits this lap. So Sonoda going to be coming in onto the
Box.
hard tyres.
Copy.
Now time to really push and get the last out of these mediums. Albon's out in 1.9 seconds. And falls to the back of the field. But now can be aggressive to the end. So Yuki Tsunoda, P3 at present, is coming into the pits this lap, I believe. Yep.
And box, box.
Just checking.
Copy.
So Sonoda needs a very good pit entry here.
Copy.
So here he comes into the pits. Let's see where he comes out. Should come out really ahead of Esteban Ocon, I think. Well, let's see. Maybe more like ahead of Hamilton. But Sonoda will not have to pit again. Everybody else will have to.
Exit, watch the white line.
So Sonoda is out ahead of everybody else. Beautifully done.
Tires now.
And let's deploy his ERS a little bit there. Looking at tyres. People are going to be struggling on their old mediums. So now Sonoda does not have to pit until the checkered flag. Albon. Last lap, what did he manage? A 57.2, obviously will be getting quicker. And he should be cutting through the field now. So yeah, Hamilton might end up passing us, but we'll see. Although Sonoda looks like he's holding his own here. So that's with the ERS enabled. Fastest lap of the race from Max Verstappen. As Albon finally gets past Nick de Vries. Took his time, but he's okay. Let's use his ERS. Let's keep an eye on Yuki. Is he actually? Yeah, I mean, he is going faster than these guys, isn't he? So Yuki in a great place. The only people lapping faster than him are the top four. There's Albon now up to P17. Let's see what he can manage here with the ERS as well. Yep, straight past. Up to P10, back into the points. And this is before anybody has come into the pits. Albon now up to P16. Great stuff from him. And Sonoda down the inside he goes, and he is through. Very, very good from Sonoda right now. Let's get him deployed so he's pulling away from the Alpine. 7.6 seconds behind Fernando Alonso, who is also on hard tyres. Damn it! What's Albon done?
Yeah, fine.
Now it looks like, yes it is, Alex Albon's involved in that.
Well, his front wing is damaged. We don't have any more front wings, so that is going to be Albon's race over, because there's no point continuing with that. How's his gearbox? Oh my god. Bloody Alex Albon. Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to retire the car. Okay.
We'll be boxing. We need to retire the car. Sorry.
So watch ERS.
Well, that's caused by not having any more front wings because of the money situation. We can't use a different front wing because of parc fermé regulations. So that's the risk you take. We should have probably took the penalty and then retired on the next lap, because now we'll end up having to take that at a future time. That's okay. So Sonoda P9 at the moment. He's obviously still our...
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
Still our main man of attack. On these newish hard tyres. Don't know if other people are going to try a one-stopper. Obviously, if there's a safety car towards the end, Sonoda's in a good position to bolt on a brand new set of soft tyres as well. So the strategy could really end up working. Ocon in the pits. Sonoda coming round now, and yeah, we'll be a good amount ahead of him. So let's keep an eye on the intervals. So they're really starting to close in on Sergio Perez as the top, or three of the top four, sorry, are in the pits. And well, we had a double stack at Ferrari, and Charles Leclerc had an issue.
Prepared for the stop.
Let's have a look.
But there's a problem.
And it's with the release. Couldn't get the rear jack away. So Charles Leclerc now behind Sonoda. Actually, after all is said and done, I think the only person that's going to be behind Sonoda is, or ahead of Sonoda, sorry, is Lance Stroll. Obviously, Max Verstappen will catch and pass Sonoda quite easily. That's what we have to remember here. Sonoda will drop like a stone to the faster cars behind. Yeah, Verstappen already within range, and here comes Max Verstappen. He's through. But any sort of safety car, virtual safety car, would really help Yuki on his way. Yep, doing a good job at the moment. So 18 laps to go here. Yep, Charles Leclerc is going to be the next one past. But I think about P6, P7 should be where Sonoda finishes today. I think it'd be an awesome result. Yeah, Leclerc now right behind Sonoda. And if you are wondering why I'm saying Leclerc rather than Leclerc, it's because I've seen a funny video actually where everybody calls him Charles Leclerc, David Croft, other drivers, team bosses, that sort of thing. But Charles Leclerc himself says Leclerc, so why would we go against what he himself says? Anyway, Sonoda coming around the final corner. Yep, Stroll out easily in front, and that's fine. Ocon is P6. I think Sainz in P7 should get him as well. Maybe Russell P8, but he's done a grand job. Obviously, Fernando Alonso is somebody that will have to pit again, I'm presuming. Yeah, his tyres are nearly dead. So definitely time to push a little bit for Yuki. If he can stay with Ocon for a little bit, that'd be quite nice. But yeah, he's going to actually overtake Alonso on track, I think. So let's join the onboard action. We haven't really had a great deal of onboard action in this race. You can see we are closing in on Fernando Alonso quite quickly. This might help us stay ahead of Ocon just a little bit longer, with 11 laps to go after this one. So down the inside he goes. There are yellow flags, but it was just a Kevin Magnussen lock-up. Tsunoda through. Is Ocon going to get through as well? Yes, he does. So that's not ideal. And Fernando Alonso did actually come into the pits at the end of that lap. Who else could be pitting by the end of the Grand Prix? I don't think so. Everybody is now pitted twice. So this is the on-merit track order. And where will everybody end up? Can Yuki Tsunoda hang on? Be an amazing achievement. Or is he going to be caught at the end of the race? So here he comes round the final corner. There goes Ocon. I think Ocon will make that move stick now. And does. Pretty good from Esteban Ocon there. Okay, right. Here comes Tsunoda once again. DRS and will repass Ocon here. So we could do with a few more of them over this Grand Prix. That's going to be... Well, this time George Russell is going to make the move. And he's on medium tyres, so I don't think Tsunoda will be able to stay with him just quite as well. Can he stay within DRS though? That's the important thing. No. So Tsunoda now at the mercy of Ocon behind. And there goes Esteban. So P6 now for Tsunoda. But is able to stay with the Alpine a little bit better than the Mercedes at this phase of the Grand Prix. So here we go then. Can he keep going down the inside? No, not this time. But he is staying with Ocon, and that's going to help him immeasurably as his tyres drop below 50%. And that's when you see the real performance issues. So DRS open, and now a chance to go down the inside. Not quite. What's Ocon's tyres looking like? They're okay. They're okay. But you look at some of the medium tyre runners, their tyres are going to run out by the end of the Grand Prix. So this isn't finished yet, this race. It's going to get very, very interesting very quickly here. So here we go once again with Yuki Tsunoda. DRS open. Has a chance to go down the inside. Does go down the inside. Will he have the traction on exit that he requires? Not quite, but still managing to stay ahead.
There's a yellow flag now.
Yeah, it was Zhou Guan Yu had a spin. It's okay. If there was a safety car there, we would have come straight into the pits. But we don't need that just yet. So here we go then, once again, with Yuki Tsunoda. He's going to go down the inside of Esteban Ocon into turn 1. And he is through. But surely Ocon's going to have the better exit, and he does. But this is keeping Tsunoda in the race for P6 at the very least. Yeah, I think let's use a bit of ERS here to get him closer to Ocon. Yeah, DRS open. Because he lost a bit in that first sector. Now, Ocon definitely starting to pull away. We could do without that happening. Okay, here we go, another chance then. And we have more yellow flags. And it was Kevin Magnussen that's had a spin this time. What on earth is going on in this US Grand Prix? It's been a pretty crazy one, hasn't it? Yeah, well, Alex Albon obviously making the big mistake. That's annoying, but could have been a hell of a lot worse. But his gearbox has definitely taken a hit in that incident. And maybe we just need to say, look, Alex, you've got to sit out the rest of the season now to save us some blooming money. But yeah, anyway, here we go. DRS open. And Tsunoda might manage to get himself through here. He goes round the outside. That's going to be the inside line of the next corner. And he is through. Ho ho!
Let's go.
What a manoeuvre for Yuki Tsunoda at this late stage. I didn't think 5th was on the cards today for him, but 3 laps to go. He is the man. That is currently in P5. Now, Ocon will presumably get back past here. Well, doesn't manage it into turn 1. Tsunoda defends well. And Sainz obviously just behind as well, but his tyres are pretty bad. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Can Tsunoda hold on this time? I think he can, you know. He's gonna have 2 laps here to hang on. And I think his tyres will just about survive. So here we go then. Ocon once again trying to get past, but Tsunoda defends well. He's placing his car brilliantly here. Yuki Tsunoda in P5. And now Ocon starting to lose a bit of time. That's going to give him something to think about as they go on to the next straight. Here we go then. Esteban Ocon with the DRS wide open. Tsunoda takes the inside line. Defends once again from Ocon as we head on to the final lap of this Grand Prix. And I think now is the time to tell Yuki Tsunoda to give it full beans.
Copy.
Like to reduce.
Let's see where he ends up.
Copy.
Can he defend from Ocon? We're going to deploy his ERS as much as we can. So here we go, out of the final corner. Little press of ERS. Just to give him
the final lap. You're opening your final
as
lap.
much as he can going into this final lap. So here we go then. Tsunoda defending from Ocon for P5. Lance Stroll is leading this Grand Prix. His tyres could go at any moment. We know that. As soon as they go below 30%, the tyres could blow up. Tsunoda is still defending from Ocon. Max Verstappen is second with the fastest lap. Charles Leclerc is in third. Russell is P4 ahead of Yuki Tsunoda in P5, who just has this long straight to survive, you feel, to hold on to a sensational P5. He's raced really, really well today. And yeah, that is going to be that.
It's a win today.
And it's Lance Stroll over the line. He wins. Brilliant from him.
Copy.
Right, back to standard now. On the tyres.
Please.
There's no need to attack those tyres anymore. Let's look after them. Let's get to the end of the race, because it's going to be Yuki Tsunoda that finishes P5. Russell's going to head over the line P4. Great result for him today. But it's Yuki Tsunoda that's going to head over the line P5, and 10 points in the bag for him and the team. Awesome job.
The flag.
Absolutely fabulous. Ocon pressured all the way. P6 in the end. 7th for Sainz. 8th for Perez. Alonso finishes 9th. And Lando Norris rounds out the top 10 despite going out in Q1 in Friday qualifying. Hamilton finishes P11 in the end. Not a good season for him. Gasly 12th. Then Bottas is 13th. And Piastri's going to finish 14th. The rest of the guys a lap down. De Vries, Hulkenberg, Zhou, Magnussen and Daniel Ricciardo.
Yuki Tsunoda really put in a brilliant drive today.
I tell you what, they had to work hard for those points today. What a phenomenal achievement that is.
We may see these kind of scenes a lot in Formula One, but it's easy to forget just what it means to the whole team. The Canadian's outstanding drive really propelled him towards the top. A fine performance from Stroll.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
Well, Stroll could have very easily won this World Championship, couldn't he?
For the United States Grand Prix.
Too many mistakes, I'm afraid. From winning positions as well. You know, 50 points probably down the drain just from that.
Now, Karun, no doubt there'll be a lot for the teams to process after that race. But how do you think the Williams team are feeling?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And with that, our time in Texas now draws to a close.
We're nearing the end of the season, and it's time for some serious heat. Stay with us as Formula One moves to Mexico City.
Okay then, Yuki Tsunoda finishes P5, 10 points in the bag, obviously a DNF for Alex Albon. That moves Tsunoda back above Albon in the championship to 81 points. Good stuff from him. And you have to say Tsunoda, certainly in the second half of the season, has probably been the more impressive of the two drivers. Into the constructors, we are still 4 points behind Alpine. It's very, very close, and honestly, it's on a knife edge of whether we're going to finish 5th or 6th. It might just come down to the fact that Tsunoda's the only one that can really pull in the points at the moment, but we'll give it our best. We'll give it a great shot. Drivers' Championship, Stroll goes back above Fernando Alonso, still massively behind Max Verstappen, who is now 84 points ahead of Charles Leclerc in second. Okay, fastest pit stops. None of our drivers feature in the top 10 this week, which is a grand shame. Meaning that Ferrari do close in a little bit on us. Don't think they can manage it, though. They're not the fastest team at the moment. If they were, they might be able to, but we're just about going to hang on to second, I think. Okay, right, into profit margins then. And, well, we do lose a little bit of money from the sponsors, obviously, which is a shame, but 3.2 million is into the bank in profit, which is good. Okay. Right, let's see what the damage is. Let's have a little look at the cost cap first of all. Yep, we're still okay for that. Still about 64,000 in the black. Just. Okay, right, into cars then. His inspections failed on the rear wing. We do have a new rear wing. And we do have a new suspension to give him. For Albon, let's see. Yeah, I think we need to give him the older spec stuff now. So that Sonora is able to complete the season on the best possible parts. So yeah, we might not be in the best place with our car anymore, but that's okay. That's fine. Let's have a look at his gearbox. Yeah, that's not great, is it? But we don't have the money, and it might just be a case that he doesn't make it to the end of every Grand Prix. Okay. Right, that's going to be where we leave it for today's episode. Next time out, we have got the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are too. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.